Hello guys, welcome back to Mac Music Review. Before we hop into the actual review, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description that you're going to want to check out. If you're interested in the channel, you want to know where I'm getting my reviews from, you want to know if you want to request something for me to review, you can just see how that works down there. You may be sick and tired of it by now, but we're going to be talking about Andy Mineo's The Sword. Both the arrow and the sword have some things in common. The major thing they have in common is they're both EPs, they're both basically the same length. They have like almost the same cover art. It looks very, very similar. It's slightly different. There's some slight things they changed. And, even the title, the first one's called I, the arrow. This one's called I, the sword. An arrow is like a weapon. A sword is a weapon. And, yeah. So these records clearly do have a lot in common. And another major thing these records have in common is the very personal lyrics. And they actually have something else in common, but I'm going to get to that later. In the real first song on the record there, at the end of the song, Andy Mineo seems to be questioning his faith and kind of saying, I don't know if I can fully trust these people, my brethren, the Christians I grew up with, and I don't know if they're trustworthy. And he basically says, I need to deconstruct my faith and really break down what all this means. Another song in this record, Friends, is about Andy Mineo saying about the people he calls friends, or the people that said they were his friends, and him saying, I don't know if I can trust these people. And he's talking about what it means to be a real friend and what it means to not be a real friend, and it sounds like he's saying that he's surrounded by a lot of people who are his friends, but really aren't trustworthy. Another song on this record, None of My Business. In this song, Andy Mineo basically talks about gossip. He talks about how people saying bad things about him, and him saying bad things about other people, and all that kind of stuff. So Andy Mineo, a big topic of this record is, of course, him. It's very personal. Another song on this record, the last song, Shame, is one of the most personal, revealing songs Andy has ever penned. He's ever put down on paper. And it's about his addiction to pornography, basically. And it's kind of a hard-hitting song. Very personal lyrics. I can't talk today. This is really... This is frustrating. Okay, anyway, the music on this record is extremely, extremely original, extremely creative. Like on The Arrow, it's very original, very creative. It doesn't really do those snippets of telephone calls and conversations and all that kind of stuff. But like The Arrow, there are tons of transitions on this record. Places where the music shifts in tone, where it first sounds like this and then it sounds like this. And a lot of these songs are very ambitious sounding, and there's just a whole lot going on in the music. A whole lot of different instruments and tools used, a whole lot of organic sounds, and lots of different types of music blending and constantly changing. I was genuinely shocked by this record. Really shocked. Mostly because of how excellent it was. I did not expect... This is amazing consistency for Andy Mineo to create The Arrow, which is my favorite release of 2018, and then The Sword, which is one of my favorite, probably in the top 5 releases of 2018. This thing is amazing. I'm gonna break down the tracks, just go through the songs and talk about why this record is so good. First track on the actual first track on this record, Almost, is a absolutely essential, awesome, amazing intro to the song There. It adds levels to the song because basically There is one of the best songs Andy Mineo has ever made. I honestly, it is. It is musically, the music constantly shifts and the shifts are awesome. The music is so cool and creative, especially the best part of this song is probably right at the beginning where it transitions almost as this slow singing and this kind of just very calm. And then it goes, the music kind of sputters a little bit and then it just goes crazy hard. It goes crazy awesome. And then the song changes. It gets a little bit more calm. And then at the end, it gets whoa, and it sounds really profound, and you're like, what just happened? This song is crazy. The music on this song is crazy. His wordplay is great. His performance is great. Crazy song. Every song on this record has something to offer in the music or the lyrics or the style or the performance. Every single song is a standout in its own way. But I think the following two songs on this record, Friends and None of My Business, don't fit as well with the context of the entire record. The music just doesn't fit or blend, or the style of the music doesn't fit or blend as well with the other songs on the record. Both of these songs, stand alone, just listening to them by themselves, are very good in their own ways. Friends has a really cool vocal performance and some really cool stuff going on, especially in the second half of the song, where the part where he goes, when's the last time you called me, last time the drink's on me, or he says something like that, and it sounds really cool. And then None of My Business has a super fresh, super creative, super fresh, I'm running out of words, beat that just sounds so cool, so refreshing, and so upbeat, and really cool. But just in the context of the rest of the record, these songs don't blend super duper well on the track listing. And that's really my only problem with this record, is that these songs feel just a tiny bit out of place on the track listing. The other two songs on this record are definitely huge wins in terms of, like, being good songs. These are big, excellent songs. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Crazy. Crazy features an excellent guest. The guest artist on the song does a really great job for the chorus. This is one of the shortest, I think this is the shortest song on the record, besides, of course, the intro. But, like, it's, like, really cool. This song just, it gets in your head, and the music just feels good. This song feels good. Andy Mineo's performance is also really good, and just musically, with the guest performer, with the guest artist on here, and everything, it's just a really good sounding song. I really don't know how to describe it. It just sounds really good. Alrighty. Now the last song on here is what I would call the best Andy Mineo song ever, that he's ever made. Now, it's going to be really hard to kind of explain why. I think it's going to be, I don't know, man. It's honestly amazing. The lyrics on this song are extremely personal, extremely raw, saying things that I'm sure a lot of parents wouldn't want him to say, talking about pornography and addiction to it, and is something that I'm sure a lot of people don't want to hear about. It's a really touchy subject, a really not one that people want to talk about, and just because it's of how serious it is, I guess, and but it honestly is a huge problem among tons and tons of people. So it's really, really good and important, I think, that he made this song. But honestly, not just the lyrics on this song make it his best, it's the music. Andy Mineo, this song features the kind of underground Christian singer-songwriter Josh Garrels. Amazing. He is absolutely amazing. I have not reviewed any of his stuff on this channel. I don't know when I will. Honestly, it's going to be a long time, but he is seriously a legend. He is amazing. And his voice is incredible on this song. He sings very tenderly, very emotively. He opens the song with this beautiful chorus. Very sad, very emotional, but beautiful chorus. And his performance fits very well with Andy's. Andy delivers a very, like, mellow, not really mellow, kind of sad delivery. And his lyrics are just extremely dense. They talk about there's so much. If you broke down the song, there's so much there in the lyrics. And the way this song ends, I think, is one of the greatest bridges I've heard, I can remember. Greatest music moments of hugeness. Josh Garrels repeats the same line over and over again, and it just gets bigger and bigger, and then it's just music. and the music is like flutes, and it's like, but it's exhilarating. It's like flutes and other instruments, and all goes, and then it starts, and it crashes all at the same time with like a hip-hop beat, but like hit the craziest hip-hop beat you've ever heard. It doesn't even sound like, it's like mixed with a bunch of different things, and it's, now, it's crazy. It's, honestly, Arcade Fire would approve of the greatness. Arcade Fire might even blush at the grandiosity of the ending of this song. It is amazing. Completely forgot about the song Donuts. I forgot about it because I got too excited to talk about Shame, the song Shame, the one I just talked about. But Donuts is a super cool song. This is like one of those like feature rap songs where it's like, you know, a rapper brings on the feature and the main point of the song is the features, is like he does a verse and the feature and then a feature. This song features Fonte and Christian Grey. I don't know why. I'm just like not hearing Christian Grey's voice. I need to listen to it again. I didn't listen to it leading up to this review. I did one, of course, when I wrote the review, but like I haven't listened to it recently. But it's really cool wordplay, and this is a very chill song. Some might say it feels underwhelming, but honestly, and that's how I felt the first time I heard it. But with repeat listens and listening to the project again as a whole, it's honestly one of the best moments. Because it doesn't try too hard. It doesn't try to be huge and amazing. And it's satisfied with what it is. And what it is a really cool sounding song. A really cool sounding song with some really great bars, some really great lyrics, and great performances all around. Just really super duper solid rap song. The Sword is, I think it's the second best thing Andy Mineo has literally ever done. I think The Sword is like so good. I'm going to have to give this thing a 4.25. What do you think of this record? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? If you think this is bad, then get lost. Unsubscribe to me. Seriously, be gone. I don't even care. If you actually listen to this thing all the way through and you're like, nah, it wasn't that good. I've heard better. I mean, you know what? There is better. You probably have heard better. I mean, maybe you haven't. This is really, really good. It's not my favorite rap album. I don't like it as much as The Arrow because, like I said, the Arrow was a much more cohesive record. All the songs were connected and interlaced, and they all flowed really well. And this one, two of the songs kind of jar you out of the kind of experience of the record. It's more like a traditional EP or mixtape. While The Arrow was almost like an album because of how cohesive it was. And that's a lot of things that makes an album different than an EP or mixtape. And this was just Andy Mineo making fantastic songs, just like standalone songs, with some very personal lyrics and some really good lyrics and amazing production. So, I think that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for watching, if you watched it. I appreciate it. Have a good one.